He was a grandfather, a church leader, a beloved member of his community. He organized charity events, he coached Little League, he shook hands with politicians, and smiled for photographs, and for over 2 decades, nobody suspected a thing, but hidden beneath that perfect life were barrels, and inside those barrels were women. This is the story of John Edward Robinson, the man who fooled everyone around him, and the case that was buried for far too long. Welcome to Case Buried, the show where we dig up the cases the world forgot. John Edward Robinson was born in 1943 in Cicero, Illinois. From the outside, he was the American dream, a family man, a hard worker, a pillar of his community, but the truth was something else entirely. As early as the 1960s, Robinson was already living a double life. He embezzled money from employers, he forged documents, he lied about his credentials, he was convicted of fraud multiple times, but every single time, he talked his way out, charmed judges, charmed neighbors, charmed everyone. That charm was his weapon, and he knew exactly how to use it. By the 1980s, Robinson had moved to Kansas City. He presented himself as a successful businessman, a philanthropist. Even, he created fake organizations, claiming to help women in need, single mothers, women escaping difficult situations. He offered them jobs, housing, a fresh start. What he gave them instead was death. His first known victim was Paula Godfrey. In 1984, she was 19 years old. Robinson had offered her a job with one of his fake companies. She was never seen again after her disappearance. Robinson sent letters to her family, written as if they were from Paula herself, saying she was fine, that she had moved on. Her family believed him, because why wouldn't they? He seemed so normal. More women followed: Lisa Stassi, Catherine Clempitt, Beverly Bonner, each one trusting him, each one never seen again, and each time, Robinson simply moved on, back to his church, back to his family dinners, back to his perfect life. Then came the 1990s, and with it, the internet. While most people were just learning what email was, John Robinson saw opportunity. He entered online communities, posing as a wealthy, sophisticated man. He targeted vulnerable women online, women looking for connection, for safety, for someone they could trust. He gave them all of that, right up until the moment he didn't. Isabella Lewicka, Suzette Troughton, 2 women who met Robinson online, 2 women who fell for his lies, 2 women who were never seen alive again. Robinson became known as the first serial killer to use the internet to find his victims. He was operating in plain sight. In chat rooms, in forums, right there on your screen. By 1999, detectives were closing in. Suzette Troughton's family had reported her missing, and investigators had started connecting the dots. They began surveillance on Robinson, watching, waiting. In June 2000, they searched his Kansas farm. What they found changed everything. 5 barrels. Inside those barrels were the bodies of 5 women, carefully hidden. Some had been there for years. The investigation uncovered a total of 8 confirmed victims, spanning nearly 2 decades. 8 women, 8 families who had spent years wondering. 8 lives taken by a man who sat in church every Sunday. John Edward Robinson was arrested in June 2000. In 2003, he was convicted of 3 murders in Kansas. He was sentenced to death. He was also convicted of 5 additional murders in Missouri, sentenced to life in prison. He sits on death row today, still in Kansas, still alive. The women he killed were daughters, mothers, sisters, friends. Paula Godfrey was only 19. Lisa Stassi left behind a baby girl. That baby girl was adopted by Robinson's own brother under a fake name Robinson had arranged. She grew up not knowing the truth until the investigation brought it all to light. John Robinson fooled everyone, his neighbors, his church, his family, even law enforcement. For nearly 20 years, he looked like the man you'd want next door. He sounded like someone you could trust. He used every tool available: charm, lies, and eventually the internet. To find his victims and hide his crimes, but the truth has a way of surfacing. And no matter how deep it's buried, this has been Case Buried. If this case shook you, share it, because these women deserve to be remembered. Subscribe for a new case every week, and remember, some cases are closed, some are buried, we dig them up.